This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there. Welcome to another episode of me watching Colin Mockery. Actually, I wanted to address this video that Colin put out. This is Did Glitter and Lasers Respond to Me? And I know he just put it out today. Today being December the 6th. 6th. I can't say that number. I don't care. Come for me if you want. I just wanted to address this because we're not going to watch it. I might play a clip or two, but we're not watching the whole thing. The reason we're watching this, though, is Colin made this video in response to a thread that Anna put up in Threads. Go figure. And I just kind of when I saw it, I just kind of rolled my eyes at it because Anna likes to pop off in Threads a lot and she likes to say a lot of dumb shit in Threads. And I think she feels like because she doesn't have as many people following her on Threads, or she has more, I guess, friendly accounts following her on Threads, like she feels safer to say things that she could be checked on. She feels safer saying that shit because I guess she doesn't think people look. So Colin just put out a video here. It's 3.5 hours. It's very well done. I've watched it probably 3-4 times now because I've been making a very slow reaction to it through my lives. But this is called The Debate Around This Fat Disorder. And this is the infamous lipedema video that Colin has been teasing us with since he basically started his channel, or since I started watching his channel. So I just I really appreciate that it finally came out. It's 3.5 hours. It's very well done. It's very well edited. Colin is a very good speaker. He presents everything in a very logical, reasonable way. He backs up why he feels a certain way about certain things. He's also very upfront about his skepticism about the topic and around the major players in this game here. The biggest one being Karen Herbst. For Colin then, he just put out a 3.5 hour long video. So Colin took a well-earned break. And then he comes back with this video and I'm like, oh yeah, Colin posted, heck yeah. And I hear this video. I watch this video. And he gets to this point. And I don't remember exactly how old this post is now. But again, Colin posted this on December 6th today. And according to this little tablet thing here, it's 2 days old. I feel like this is more like... My cats have just gotten fed. I feel like it's more like a week old at this point. But either way, this is from Threads. Anna says, I have gone above and beyond to document my health journey, involving doctors, showing treatments, sharing more openly about how it affects my life, and etc. People are still trying to call me a liar. I think that's spelled wrong. Say I'm making up excuses and even attempt to discredit my doctors who are literally experts in their field. I'm not mad about it. It just goes to show it's not about facts. People will believe what they want to believe, even if it makes absolute no sense. If you want to believe I'm making everything up, you will. That's a you problem, not a me problem. Actually, Anna, it's a you problem. It's a you problem. Because Anna has eroded her own credibility to the point where people question what happens in her videos and the things that she says, because we don't know what we can and can't trust when Anna tells us things. It's not quite as bad as Amber Lynn, where people don't believe she's breathing even though we're clearly watching her do it. Anna still has some credibility, and it's still, it's you can still trust, I don't know, 50%, 75% of what Anna says. The problem is that 25 to 50% that you can't trust, it makes you question everything. That's the problem. Anna has been documenting, quote unquote, her health journey, quote unquote, and she's been showing us her plastic surgeon. She's been showing us her massage therapist. She showed us her running experts, which were a Run Lab. It was called Run Lab. And she really tried to play up the credentials of the people who worked at Run Lab as if they were some kind of medical miracle team. And that's the other part of the problem. Anna plays shit up to a ridiculous level. And so it's always even if she's correct with what she's saying, she's like way overblowing it, right? And that's what's happening here. She blew up Amron as if he was some kind of god, and it's because Amron told her that she has no more burnable fat on her body, that the fat that she has is not her fault. He tells her that she has lympholipedema. He tells her everything she wants to hear so that she doesn't have to take accountability for her own weight and her weight loss. And the reason that we know what Amron is telling her is bullshit is because Anna, before she went to go get her lipedema surgery, her liposuction, she had to quit taking Wegovy. And she had been taking Wegovy up until that point. And I think she quit taking Wegovy like a month out from her surgery. I feel like that was a little too far out, but I've only had surgery once, so I don't know. And this was just liposuction. She wasn't even put under fully. She was like twilighted. God, I hope I never have to do that. That just looks absolutely terrifying. But anyway, the point is, Anna quit taking Wegovy. And as soon as Anna quit taking Wegovy, Anna gained back all of the weight she lost, plus some. And it's very visibly obvious that she's gained weight. Not only just because she herself has gotten larger, but the fat deposits on her body are in really weird places now because she got liposuction. And it's very strange looking. So visually, we can confirm what happened. Anna has come out recently, I want to say in the last month, maybe 2 months, and has put a video out, a short, I believe. It might be deleted at this point, but she said that she was going to go back on Wegovy. But she's not going back on it for weight loss, you guys. She's going back on it for its anti-inflammatory properties. Because the reality of the situation is, Anna's going back on Wegovy because Anna gained back probably 60 to 100 pounds. I don't have the scale eyes that Chikara Transformations has, but I usually go off of her estimations because she's usually pretty correct, at least in my opinion. That is my opinion. Do with it what you will. That being said, Anna's very quick weight regain after going off of Wegovy, I believe, in my opinion, is the reason why her other 2 surgeries for liposuction had to be postponed, is because she gained back so much weight that Amron's diagnosis of there's no more burnable fat on your body, Anna, it's just the magical fat fairy, it makes that statement incorrect, and it makes it visually and demonstrably not true. Okay? That's why people are questioning Amron, because he said something that doesn't make sense unless you ignore the laws of thermodynamics, and then continues to treat Anna as if she's a medical miracle. Same thing is happening with Karen Herbst. And Colin did a deep dive video looking into what lipedema was. And in the process, he went down the rabbit hole of finding out who Karen Herbst is and looking at Karen Herbst's research and looking at the things that Karen Herbst says both publicly and privately being to her peers, publicly being to the rest of us. She says a lot of woo shit. I'm sorry, it's woo-woo, okay? She tells people to take apricot seeds. Apricot seeds will turn into cyanide in your system. They are poisonous, okay? You're not going to eat one and like keel over. You can probably eat 2, maybe 3. I don't know how much cyanide they put into you. But why take any? You know, she recommends megadosing vitamins. She recommends everything except weight loss as a treatment for lipedema. Not lymphedema, lipedema. So she is a medical doctor. She is a clinical doctor. She is capable and credible to do research and stuff like that. Her name is on damn near every paper in the US that has to do with lipedema, which is the other problem. It means that any dissenting voice in the US against Karen Herbst when it comes to lipedema research is going to be compared to the gold standard that is Karen Herbst's opinion of lipedema. So if Karen Herbst is incorrect, or if Karen Herbst is accidentally wrong and has never been double checked, science requires repetition, because just because one experiment gets you one result does not mean that that is the result. You need to have the experiment repeated in order to understand that that is indeed the result of that test. 2 + 2 must always equal 4, or else it does not equal 4. I know I'm using math to explain science, but here we are. And that's the issue. When you step outside of the US, and this is stuff that, again, Colin found in his research, when you step outside of the US, the stuff that Karen Herbst says is, first off, not even considered medically correct when it comes to like the woo shit. We're just going to just categorize that shit, the woo shit she says. And the other thing is there's a large group of doctors outside of the US who do not agree with Karen Herbst and her lymphedema treatments for lipedema. They don't agree with her how she chooses to diagnose lipedema or lymphedema. They don't agree with her characteristics of lymph and lipedema. Outside of the US, doctors don't agree with Karen Herbst. That's a problem in the world of science. It means, for whatever reason, Karen Herbst is getting or has an opinion that counters literally everyone else's. And again, we're talking about repetition here. Karen Herbst, her experiments, her research is getting one result. Everyone else is getting a different result, or everyone else has a different criteria. Karen is not following, Dr. Herbst is not following everyone else. Now, could she be the maverick god we all need to figure out lipedema? Maybe. Probably not, though, because the medical research doesn't seem to back her up either. Colin went out of his way to find the definitions of words that he may or may not have understood, and he tried to find things out. He tried to put things in a way that the casual watcher of his video could understand, which is, more than most doctors do, to be perfectly honest. Scientists are terrible at interacting with and explaining things to the public. So when you get someone like Colin who is capable of taking complex ideas, breaking them down and presenting them in a way that anyone can understand them, you really need to latch onto that kind of a thing, because you're not going to find that person very often. Now, Colin will tell you that his degree is in English, and thank God it is, because that means he can actually communicate well. In my opinion, mine is in anthropology. There you have it. It's just that kind of shit. It's just Karen Herbst's, the amount of evidence supporting Karen Herbst's research and conclusions is not the same as the amount of evidence that counters her. But here in the US, because America, Karen Herbst is apparently God, and no one can really go against her because her name is on everything that has to do with lipedema and lymphedema. All right? That's why nobody trusts. That's why the people who are watching Colin's videos and people like me don't trust Karen Herbst and Dr. Amron, whatever his first name is. Dr. Karen Herbst, Dr. Amron. I will give her that she has a doctor, and that takes a long time to get. It takes a lot of, a lot of dedication and that kind of stuff. The other end of this is, I really didn't want this to be too terribly long. Colin seems to internalize all of this, and this is me talking. This is going to be me talking directly to Colin, because Colin gives exactly 2 shits about what I think. The thing is, Anna is, yes, lashing out. And Colin even says this. He even says this in his video. He's not the only person who's calling this stuff into question. And he is not. He is one of several voices. Again, what does that tell you, Anna? But either way, there are many of us who have a lot of questions about the information that Anna is presenting, because the information doesn't make sense. And Anna herself is not a lymphedema expert. She's just repeating the things that she's heard Amron and Herbst tell her. And we've already covered that those things are not accurate. So Anna is giving out inaccurate information, in my opinion. And because she doesn't know any better, or even knows that it's bad information, she can't defend it either. She has no ability to step back and rationally defend these points that she's putting out there, because she doesn't know why those are the points to begin with. And there's, like I said, many of us who are going after this, like not just me, not just Colin, not just like a handful of other people I've seen, like Sam at Every Size. Sam does really good videos over this as well. But that's the point. It's not just us, it's people in her comment sections. Her followers and the people that she's supposed to be interacting with, her community, they're asking questions as well. Hey, this doesn't make sense, or hey, my lipedema is not like this, or hey, that's not what I was told about lymphedema. And whenever somebody comes up with a counter argument in her comments section, Anna either allows her followers to dogpile them and tell them how they're a hater and why can't they just let Anna be happy and you guys just won't let her have anything. It's like, she's spreading misinformation. It's bad. Let's not do that. And the other thing that Anna will do is just delete the comment altogether. So it never existed, right? Anna's even gone so far as to turn off comments on her most recent shorts on YouTube. I don't know if she's posted like a video recently, but I'll be interested to see if she turns the comments off on the video that she posts on YouTube. But yet comments are still open on Instagram and on TikTok, where she gets more ass pats than she does on YouTube. And that, I want to circle back to, Colin is not the only one making these comments, right? And to be frank, this video that Colin put out isn't about Anna. It came about because of Anna, but this video is about Karen Herbst. And this video is about the debate around lipedema and lymphedema, especially here in the US. Anna just caused it to exist because Anna decided to publicize her very strange lymphedema, not lymphedema, diagnosis and health journey on the internet. So Anna did this to herself, so cry me a fucking river. But the other end of that is, it's not about you. You're so vain. But the point is, Colin appears to internalize this, okay? Let me stutter over that a little bit more. Colin seems to internalize this, and I'm going to give Colin the same advice I'm going to give Anna. Just ignore it. You didn't do anything wrong. You were very upfront and very clear about the fact that you were a skeptic. You presented your arguments in a very clear and outlined way. I mean, I have seen presentations at conferences that were less coherent than this 3.5 hour long video that I sat and watched pretty much from start to finish. There was like a little break there where I had dinner. Even my partner, who works in sciences, was like, wow, this one's really good. And that's kind of high praise from him. Just trust me. Colin has done more research into whatever the hell it is Anna's trying to sell us than Anna did for the surgery and the medical advice that she is taking. Anna is repeating things that appear to be uninformed and potentially dangerous. Just in general, very dangerous. It is not great to put medical misinformation out there. If you don't know something, just say, I don't know. This is what I was told. Okay? Now you're just repeating. It's very clear that you're repeating something that you have heard. And it's very clear that you can't go further with that argument than what you know. And that's what's happening. Anna's just pissed off because she's getting called out from multiple angles about how her journey, this health journey, doesn't make sense. Anna isn't doing the things that she's supposed to do to prevent the lipedema from developing further. She's not following a diet plan. She's trying to say that she has hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. But everyone I know, everyone who has said things in my comment section about this, people who do have the Ehlers-Danlos and other people who have hypermobility are like, you're not supposed to run. You're not supposed to lift heavy. You're not supposed to do really much physical activity because you can hurt yourself. Anna's like, fuck you, I'm going to run a 5K. Well, are you hypermobile or aren't you, Anna? You know, do you have food allergies or don't you? What is this weird 40 pounds of inflammation in 2 days? No, that's called heart failure. Go to the doctor, right? It's shit like that. Anna's not getting called into question because people don't want to believe her. Anna's getting called into question because she says shit that doesn't make sense and she can't back it up. And Colin is not the problem here. Colin, if we had more people like him making videos like this, we would be a much better informed society, right? And again, I am very sorry for Colin that, Josh and Carrie, I forget his podcast that he really liked. I'm very sorry that ended. I know it was a very popular podcast. I'm so sorry I can't remember the name of it. But it's a tragedy because I'm finding that a lot of the skeptical podcasts that existed back when I was a young and angry skeptic, they're kind of walking off into the twilight. And I think part of that is because a lot of us just got old. We're just like, I got other things I want to do. And some of us just ran out of topics because our podcasts were very specific topically. But it's creating a vacuum, and it's creating a skeptical vacuum. And it's not just with, Colin mentions about religious skepticism, like young earth creationists and that kind of thing. It's not just combating that, it's also combating weird, untrue medical bullshit. And he points out a few areas where that's coming up. And it's just like, I think the loss of these skeptic podcasts and the loss of these skeptic channels is creating a vacuum, and it is going to affect people going forward because they don't have that resource to fall back on anymore. And on the one hand, I'm like, oh shit, maybe we should do something about that. And on the other, I'm just kind of like, I don't exactly know what to do because there's just no way to recreate some of these things that have been lost, right? Colin is, and I am saying this from the deepest, darkest part of my heart, Colin's channel, if he continues to go down the route that he's going right now, where he's producing maybe not 3.5 hour long videos every time, but very well thought out, very well researched, very well presented, skeptical content, I honestly think Colin's channel will be one of those skeptical channels that people talk about in the future where they're like, oh yeah, I heard this on Colin Mockery's channel about X, Y, and Z. I honestly think Colin's got it in him to do that. Okay. And I'm just saying that because like it's that kind of quality, which is why I'm making this video. Not just to tell Colin, no, buddy, it's not about you. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's everybody. She's mad at everybody because everybody's calling her on her shit. Your video just happened to come out right around the time where it was starting to get to her a lot. And again, that's a her problem, not a you problem. But I also, and he didn't sound like he was going to quit making content. Actually, he was hinting at some stuff he was working on, and I'm very excited to hear it. And I just want to kind of give him the encouragement that I feel like he should be having to tell him to keep going. Keep doing this. This is great. Just keep going, my dude. So anyway, that was my, I don't know, roughly 25-minute defense of Colin Mockery and why you should go watch his video. Again, I will post it here, the picture of it. Go watch this lymphedema controversy, the debate around his fat disorder, this fat disorder. I'll link it in the description down below. Hands down, one of the best documentaries that I have seen in a very long time on YouTube. So, and not only is it talking about skepticism, but it's also talking about like medical misinformation. And I'm sorry, that's important. You need to be able to learn how to discern bullshit from actual medical information. And again, you have to keep asking questions, and you have to keep asking questions until it either makes sense or until you've pointed out how it doesn't. But either way, all right, I'm just going to circle around at this point. So again, my message to Colin is keep going, man. Don't worry about it. Water under the bridge, water off a duck's back, whatever the phrase is. And to the rest of you who haven't watched this, do go watch it. Seriously. It's probably one of the best things you will watch this year or early into next year. So anyway, I hope everybody liked this video. And if you don't, that's a you problem, not a me problem. I'm not going to put an emoji in here just because it's not an emoji kind of video. But if you really do want to show support for this particular video, I would rather you go over to Colin's videos and give it a watch and give it a like and just let him know that you appreciate this kind of content and that you'd like to see more of it. All right, that's my soapbox. I'm off of it. I hope everybody has a good day. This is my post for Vlogtober. I'm not going to be doing an Amberlin. Okay, I might be not doing an Amberlin. I don't know. Anyway, this is my Vlogtober post. See you guys later. Bye.
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.